Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. As always, I am your host, Alden Van Pelt, Scotch on the sidelines. With me, I have Zach, Dolomite, Stewart.
Are you just gonna start pronouncing rocks? I need a geology lesson now.
All right. The Cowboys had a closer one than many would have thought. I don't know if the Seahawks covered, but it was 41-35. An
Yeah, what a game.
absolute great game,
DK
um,
Metcalf,
which I
big.
was not able to watch due to work activities. But
Yeah, it was crazy. They were just Gino was slinging it all over the yard, especially to DK Metcalf. 3 touchdowns. Big game for him. We haven't had many of those this year from DK. Good to see. One big story from that is Zach Charbonnet had a pretty nice game, but he ended up leaving with an injury. So we'll kind of wait and see. Maybe Ken Walker's back next week. We'll have to just kind of be on wait and see and watch that situation.
yeah, another nice day from CD Lamb. He just keeps churning those out. 17 targets this time. He does find the end zone. Jake Ferguson with the monster game.
Fergie.
He's like the number 2B behind Brandon Cooks right now.
Yeah, pretty good.
Tyler Lockett was banged up going into this one. He still saw 8 targets. I think his lack of
Mm-hmm.
production had to do with him being banged up on a short week.
Yeah, and
He'll
well,
probably
not a short week. They played on Thanksgiving.
the Seahawks. Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
They played 49ers.
but he was hurt, so
Yeah.
didn't really expect much from him.
Yeah. I mean, the story of the game was, the Cowboys, everyone kind of got involved. Obviously Dak and CD and Ferguson and Cooks and Pollard. It was kind of all the mainstays. Next
Moving
week's
on.
gonna be fun though.
Moving on, a little bit out of order, but I'm just going to go across the board the way it's set up on Pro Football Reference right now. Sunday night football. The Green Bay Packers hold on to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I got in on a plus money line on the Chiefs in the first quarter or second quarter when it was right when it became 14-3. There's plus money on the Chiefs. I took it and it did not pay, clearly. Jordan Love is looking mighty fine these days, which is really weird.
Yeah, they look pretty good. Jordan Love is doing a lot of the work. And if you go back and look, they have like one of the youngest offenses in the league, especially skill position wise. All their like wide receivers and tight ends are like first or second year players. It's crazy to see what they're kind of the production that they're getting out of all those guys. Um, yeah, not minus running backs, but yeah, wide receivers and tight ends. Pretty young, but they're getting it done. And Christian Watson leads the game at the very end again with another hamstring injury. It's always something to
Probably out
watch.
for a couple weeks.
I thought that a couple weeks ago too when he hurt his hamstring, but he played the next week. So I really don't know. It's always scary to try to put him in your lineup because like he's back to back 20-point games. So he's
Does find the
putting
end zone 2 times in this one.
he does, and that helps obviously. That's how you kind of get 20-point games.
Mm-hmm. Travis Kelce picks up a lot of yards. I'm sure he was blanketed the whole game, as that is
Mm-hmm.
normally the game plan against the
Yeah,
Chiefs. Rashee Rice once again proves that he's legitimate. And Isaiah Pacheco with a 100-yard rushing game, which is few and far between for Kansas City Chiefs offense these days.
yeah. Pacheco actually got ejected at the end of the game. For there was a Rashi Rice kind of fumble play that they returned for a touchdown, but it ended up coming back. But during the return, one of the Packers guys was kind of, holding Pacheco down, and Pacheco comes up and throws a haymaker at him. So he got ejected. I don't expect him to be suspended, but probably a good fine. But he did get ejected with about 2 minutes to go.
ETN's looking a little slow on the
Like that.
outside runs. I'm guessing all these times that I've talked about how he's been running to the ground a little bit this season because he is not the largest dude, and he has been used a lot. Um, I say that as he finds the edge on the way out of bounds for like a 6-yard rush.
60
Um,
or 6?
6.
Oh, thank God.
The Texans hold on at the very end of the
At the
game
buzzer.
against the Denver Broncos, who had won 5 straight,
Mm-hmm.
6 straight,
5.
something. Um, Russell Wilson had a chance to win it at the very end. He does get a rushing touchdown. He threw 3 interceptions. Wow, I did not know that. Nico Collins with the monster day. Obviously, Tank
Oh,
Dell
my hearts.
fractures or breaks his leg.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which.
they're kind of the same thing.
Somewhere near his ankle. He's done
Yeah,
for the season.
that's a bummer.
Huge disappointment for the
Hmm.
Texans and him as a person. But
Yeah, I think coming back next year, it's going to be fun to watch him because year 2 in the offense with CJ Stroud, and it's not coming off like some ligament damage. Fractured leg, like those are going to heal. Even though he did have surgery for it, so expect him back. In the off season, and hopefully that won't last too long. But
Cortland
great
Sutton finds the end zone again.
again.
He now has 9 touchdowns.
That's wild.
Detroit, this game it looks closer on the final score than it actually was. Detroit came out and dropped 21 on them in
Matter of
7 minutes.
seconds. Yeah, matter of seconds.
Yeah. I turned the game off after that. It was just, I was like, oh, they're back.
The back, baby.
Jahmyr Gibbs, pretty disappointing day. He does have a bunch of yards, but they really weren't using him very much. They did have the lead really early, so they turned to David Montgomery and just kept pounding the rock with him. He does find the end zone. Sam Laporta.
Big day for Sam Laporta.
Excuse me.
Humongous day.
He was targeted a lot. Amon-Ra St. Brown does find the end zone.
But yeah.
So you probably didn't even really notice that his day was bad because the touchdown saves it.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Olave is
Yeah.
heavily targeted in this one. Jameis does come in as Derek Carr is back in concussion protocol. He'll likely miss a couple weeks because this is his second concussion in a month.
Yeah, the whole thing with the Chris Olave thing, there's been rumors that they didn't really follow concussion protocol very well because most players, you have to make that
Derek
decision.
Carr or Chris Olave?
Chris Olave, you got to make that call.
Oh, because he had a concussion too.
He had a concussion last week, and I thought you had to designate for concussions the night before. I didn't think you could take it all the way up to game day. But they did, and he ended up playing and has a nice day. But there was kind of a little misnomer about that he was going to miss the game, and then it came out that he was going to clear protocol the next day. Or maybe he cleared it late. Maybe we didn't see it, but yeah, that was people were a little confused on that.
Anyway, the Lions are back on track. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the postseason, but their offense is very electric and fun to watch, as we have said multiple times throughout the season.
That was one of our bets. I took that down. I had Lions -4. They won by 5.
They did cover just barely. The San Diego Chargers 6, the Patriots 0. I thought this was a joke.
So did I.
I did not think that was the actual final score.
I mean, it's just bad. Like looking at the scores baffling. Looking at the box score is even more disastrous. Like in that tight of a game, like Austin Eckler's going to have 14 carries for 19 yards and 2 catches for 9 yards. Like what in the heck? And Ramondre did leave the game. So that definitely hurts the Patriots offense, and they don't really have an offense. So that kind of just poo-pooed them even more. But yeah, just really weird, like from a stat line for some of these, good players with Eckler and Keenan Allen. Like it's just I think Keenan would have 5 for 50 essentially.
Yeah, 5 for 58. It's still fine. You'll take that. You'll take double digits from him because most weeks he's scoring 30, so it's fine.
Yeah, but that's where it's disappointing because his floor is not 10. His floor on a decent week is 14 to 17. Honestly,
he already has 102 catches.
That's wild. Dude's good. Yeah.
There's not really much to talk about in this game.
It was 6-0. That's enough. That's enough talk on.
Zappy's done too. He's done. I saw this funny post where it was what's the best feature of Bailey Zappi? And one of his teammates was like, well, he's attractive, so good for him. The Falcons keep finding a way to get it done. They are at 500. I believe Younghoe Koo is now the all-time NFL history leader in completion percentage.
Field goal percentage, yeah.
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 Touchdown, James Washington? Parker Washington, 14-yard reception touchdown.
For Jacksonville,
Yeah.
I'll take it. That's just another field goal for
It
another
was
extra
on
point.
3rd and 6, I think. Maybe 4th and 6. I don't really know.
Nice.
He went up and got it against Von Bell.
Nice.
Bijan, he was the second half back in this one. The first half was really scary. He had a really terrible stat line. And then he woke up in the second half, which was nice. Drake London with another stinker. Kyle Pitts was targeted a little bit, but only 12 completions for Desmond Ridder in a victory. I guess that's the formula to win with him.
I had a parlay bet, an underdog, and I took the over on the Kyle Pitts points because it was like 3.9 points. I was like, I might as well take that one.
9.1.
Not, yeah, he had half PPR, so it was like 7.2 or something. I gotta find this one thing they were for the
Who the
Jets.
heck is Xavier Gibson?
He
a
had
rookie, 5 for
77. He's a rookie wide receiver. I think he's 6th round.
Born in Dallas, Texas. Woodrow Wilson High School. He's 12 catches on the year, 5 of them in this game. And I don't know any more information about him.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this. They're talking about trying to get the Jets are
field goal.
Oh, it was a field goal?
Extra point, I mean, sorry.
Oh.
Extra point. So now it's even tighter. For those of you who did not know, we are currently watching the Garrett, Dark Horse Brinkman, and Cody Blaster Englert matchup, which is now down to a point from the kicker away from Garrett winning.
Yeah, there's rumors that the Jets are going to go back to Garrett, back to Zach Wilson, but apparently Zach Wilson doesn't want to because.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I guess Rodgers called Zach Wilson and was like, hey, man, you should go back to starting. And he is afraid that his body is going to get hurt when he's probably going to be cut and looking for a new team next year. So he doesn't want to get hurt is like the thought process. Like
he's looking out for his contract.
Yeah, all of his Cougar moms are really concerned about his leg health. So
yeah, so we'll see about that because Tim Boyle wasn't the answer. They benched him, and then in came Trevor Siemian. So maybe Aaron Rodgers will play.
Indianapolis Colts 31, Titans 28 in overtime. This is the second game in 2 weeks, I think, that went to field goal and overtime change possession, and the second team won.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Pittman is found in the center of the end zone from Gardner Minshew, which we love.
Minshew mania.
16 targets for Michael Pittman.
You just got all the target hogs on your team.
That's amazing.
You're getting like 60 targets a week. Maybe 50. We'll call it 50 targets a week between.
I had 41 targets for my 3 receivers today. Or this weekend.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? DeAndre Hopkins is Will Levis's favorite. He still does look pretty good for a rookie, and he will definitely be the starter next year and probably looking pretty good next year. The Titans might have stumbled their way into a quarterback. The rough part on this one is Derrick Henry does get banged up in this one. He is questionable for next week.
Yep. Took a big hit. Not in concussion protocol, just took a big hit.
Zach Moss was not ready to get his job back. A lot of daily fantasy people, started him because he was so cheap. It did not work out.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor out 3 to 5 weeks. Kind of the same injury that Justin Fields had earlier in the season. So kind of have to monitor that. Yeah, that's really tough, especially down the stretch.
Supposed to be the game of the week. The 49ers put it on the Eagles. little surprising in this one. Deebo Samuel does have the ginormous play at the end of the game to ice it. Marcus Mariota has come in for a couple plays because Jalen Hurts gets put into concussion protocol briefly. Christian McCaffrey finds the end zone and is extremely productive. Brandon Ayuk finds the end zone to save his day. Just dominance. On the other side, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith were insanely productive, which is interesting. But it seems like every game the Eagles get in right now is a shootout.
Yeah, really fun to watch.
Their defense is not as good as it has been in the past.
They actually just signed Darius Leonard.
I did see that.
That's of course the rich get richer. So that was also another bet on our sheet. I had Niners -2.5. They obliterated that. So another dub, and that's going to come down that's going to factor into the season long bet where we have the 1 seed on the line. So
I don't know that the 49ers can be able to catch the Eagles as they only have 2 losses, but
yeah, and they're only one game apart. So
I don't know what the Eagles rest of the season schedule looks like.
The next 2 weeks are the toughest.
Dallas is next week.
Dallas and then at Seattle on Monday night.
Okay. Steelers 10, Cardinals 24. This one was delayed at one point. I have no idea why. Twice. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. But anyway, Mitchell Trubisky is out. He had ankle surgery for a high ankle sprain, I believe. So it's probably the tightrope surgery or something like that, where they I think they put ligament in the ankle to pin it back down really quick because the high ankle sprain is a tear in one of the ankle ligaments.
Who's this for?
Pickett.
Yes.
Sorry, was I saying Trubisky?
Yeah.
Trubisky came in and finished out this game due to the high ankle sprain from Kenny Pickett. He has already had surgery. Najee Harris decided that he wanted to show up to not lose his job. Deontay Johnson finds the end zone. George Pickens has an all right day, but the Steelers offense as a whole had a really tough time.
Yeah, I think that, with Kenny Pickett going out, that kind of just deflated the entire situation. And they had 2 weather delays. So that's a part of it. But
so there were weather delays, huh?
Yeah, lightning.
Lightning delays.
Lightning delays. When it took forever. So they finished the first half, and then they didn't come out. They had an extended halftime, and then they played about 4 minutes in the third quarter, and then the skies opened up again, and then they were delayed another 50 minutes. So pretty. Trey
McBride with a monster game again.
Yep.
The Cardinals offense is great for tight end production, and James Conner finds the end zone 2 times, even though everyone's currently concerned with Kyler Murray eating into the red zone targets.
Blaster just texted me, said, "This is the most stressful fantasy game I think I've ever had in my life."
Well, it might be over right here because the ball's on the 1 yard line. Hand off to Travis Etienne. We don't know if he's in. I don't think he is. Stopped at the half yard line.
My heart.
4th and goal.
Yeah, they're gonna kick it.
If they go for it,
they're kicking it.
The Blaster stays alive. You don't know that?
They're kicking it. They're down. They can't. They're down, right?
No, they're tied 21-21.
Oh, they're kicking the field goal. They can
definitely go for it.
They're kicking.
Okay, moving on. The LA Rams take care of the Joe Flacco led Browns. Flacco did look good. He did have command of this offense. But he did not connect on as many passes as you would hope. Fumble? No, touchdown for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, please.
Touchdown, Trevor Lawrence, 1 yard rushing touchdown. Are they going for 2? Did you start Trevor Lawrence, or is it just good if it's anyone but ETN?
It's anybody but fucking ETN.
Let's see. Anybody but ETN reaches so, dude. He is so tall. That's hilarious.
Oh, and that's gonna give Blaster the loss.
Is it?
Yep, they kicked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we don't do negative points for kickers, so it's over.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford finds the end zone. Elijah Moore, ginormous
nice
amount of targets.
Yeah.
That's Cooper probably left. Foreboding for next year. Huh?
Yeah. Tyler Lockett. Not Tyler Lockett.
Not next year. Next week.
Amari Cooper got roughed up in this one. So some more targets for Elijah Moore.
which he played
Don't get
with
me wrong.
Flacco
Yes, I
in
mean,
New York.
who? Yeah, Elijah Moore. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like, I've been the biggest Elijah Moore supporter in the 3 years he's been in the league, and it hasn't worked out yet. So
Next week.
We'll try again next week.
Yep. Cooper Cup finds the end zone. Finally, a nice day for Cooper Cup. Double-digit points for the first time in feels like forever.
Yeah, I think Puka's out for a while.
Oh, did he get hurt? He did
Yeah.
have a nice day.
Mhm.
7 targets, 4 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he walked up the field. His arm pretty immobile. So either it's a pretty severe AC sprain or a broken collarbone. So
Yikes.
that's a bummer for him.
I haven't seen anything on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go look at my dynasty team. There's a lot of injury news on my dynasty team. I got absolutely decimated this week by Dalton. He doubled me up. So yeah,
It was a huge day. I had like every 30-pointer.
I know.
Was
I had
this week.
I had everybody get hurt, and I had everyone else on a bye. So, yeah, rough day for Zach at the office in Dynasty.
The Buccaneers keep their playoff hopes alive, taking out the Panthers. I don't know. Did they cover? They did not cover.
Yeah, Chuba gets in a couple times. Mike Evans, the long touchdown catch. So
he crosses over 1,000 yards again.
Yeah, 10 seasons, 10 for 10.
Chris Godwin had 2 separate injuries going into this week, and it showed. He is not startable in fantasy right now.
He got there because he got like a 10-yard touchdown run or something.
Right, he had like 9 points, but yeah, you don't want him.
Nope.
Dolphins 45, Commanders 15. Huge day for Tua and
company.
Yeah, Tua and company. Every time I looked up at the TV with the very limited amount of football I watched this week, and Tyreek Hill down the seam. Tyreek Hill down the seam. He does have the 2 ginormous plays. Devon A-Chain was the second half darling. He took over the backfield in the second half. Raheem Mostert finds the end zone again for his 14th rushing touchdown of the season. But A-Chan finds the end zone 2 times, which you love to see. I'm sure not too many people started him because they were probably afraid of him. Did you start him?
I did not.
I did in Dynasty.
Yeah. Dynasty, what the fuck not?
Yeah, exactly. You got all the spots in the world.
Yeah, it was so A-Chan has 9 touchdowns in his first 6 career games, which ties Eric Dickerson. Wild.
That's Gale Sayers numbers.
Like, if you like in the 4 games, he's got like a big like a full snap share. Like, obviously week 1, rookie, barely touched the ball, and then he went off.
What college is he from?
A&M?
A&M, Texas A&M.
That's a good pull. In like all the games that he started and finished, he's averaging like 26 points a game. Because the first game he barely played as a rookie, and then he got hurt 2 weeks ago on the first drive. And so the other 4 times, like 9 touchdowns in essentially 4 games, which is crazy.
All right, moving on to the matchups that mattered. Obviously, last week we got you guys up to date on multiple weeks as I was in Hawaii. Thanks for asking. 157 to 116 myself over Sackett. It is not done yet, as there is still plenty of time left in this game. Travis Etienne has 12.5 points. Zach will be not paying attention to that and staying away from it as much as possible. But just so you know, he's at 12.5 right now.
Yeah, I'm looking. That's fine.
Bengals have the ball. Chase Brown just ripped off a monster gain. I am hoping that I can still get the skin this week, but it's not looking likely.
I think Patrick's gonna get that
because he has Evan Ingram, who has got a touchdown already.
He's got a 8-point swing on you at the moment.
Yep, which is still doable, but not looking likely. Patrick does take care of Lean 165 to 100. Patrick moves to 6-7, eliminating Lean at 4-9, and putting himself in the driver's seat, I believe, with
And Sackett,
tiebreakers.
yeah. And going back to that, Sackett's not quite eliminated yet, depending on how the tiebreakers are going to work out, plus a whole another week to go. It's really going to determine those 6 and 7 teams coming down the stretch.
Here's a 7-6 team as Heath finally goes in the right direction, knocking off Lucas, which pretty much cements Lucas in the 4 spot.
Most likely the 4 spot. Yeah, he got 8 wins. I think he's pretty solidified in that 4 spot. So, and Heath's going to be in that 5 spot. So
nothing Jamar Chase does tonight will solve this problem for Lucas.
No.
All right, go ahead and break down yours, which is technically still not over.
No, it's over. Christian Kirk's out. He's out.
Okay.
I took on Cole this week. I went in 127 to 105. I pretty much tried to play a floor game. I didn't think Cole's team could beat me. Obviously, he had a couple nice pieces. I tried to play the safest options across the board, what I felt like, which is why I did not play Achane or Ford. Ford's a pretty safe play, or Christian Watson. Like I just played floor, which is what led me to Rashi Rice over Achane at this moment. But yeah, I get a nice overall day. Nice big day from Kyron. Kicker defense and Rashi and AJ Brown do a lot. Get the nice solid goose egg from tight end, like most people. So Juwan Johnson, see ya. Because I'll get Kincaid back next week. But yeah, I moved to 9-4, and this officially knocks Cole out of the playoffs as well at 4-9.
All right. Blaster just lost, thanks to a extra point kick by Brandon McManus. That does put Blaster down into the muck. That is 6-7.
Yeah.
And keeps Garrett alive for the number 1 seed.
Yes. Garrett will now have won 4 in a row, getting to 9-4. Owns the tiebreaker against myself. So, like I said, I'll still be in the 3 spot. This would have been a nice win for Blaster to get to 7-6 and kind of stay out of that bottom tier. But Blaster had a nice day across the board. Got a good day from Devontae Smith and Isaiah Pacheco. He needs to find another running back fast because Jaleel McLaughlin is not getting it done because he's got McKinnon hurt, Aaron Jones hurt.
Who?
Jaleel McLaughlin. And then Herbert on
Macaulay
a bye.
Culkin.
But a big day from Nico Collins, a subpar day from Travis Kelce. That kind of makes the difference right there. But Dark Horse gets the win.
Stewart has still not gotten the win that he's projected to have.
And Drew needs this
quarters ago against Drew.
Yeah, Drew needs this win so bad.
It is starting to look like it's not going to happen for Stewart.
Yeah, he's got 1 quarter to go to get
6. He needs 6 points.
I think he'll get it done. This would be Brinkman is just trying to play spoiler at this point, trying to knock people out. So good for Brinkman.
Drew does need this win bad.
Yeah, another guy that's 6-6, trying to get to 7-6, stay out of that muck at 6-7, which would be a bummer because that would mean 4 losses in a row for Drew after starting 6-3.
Why did he play Royce Freeman?
Because
just getting too cute.
Well, I mean, who else would he?
Royce Freeman had 13.7 and 7.3 in back-to-back. Okay, I get it now. But there was no Kyron, wasn't it? Or Kyron?
No,
was
Kyron
back.
Kyron played that week too, where he scored 13. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Brinkman and how that game comes out. But yeah, we're getting close. So it looks like 3 teams are for sure eliminated, and that would be Cole, Lean, and Stewart
Brinkman.
Yeah, all going to be at 3-9 or 3-10 or 4-9.
Yep, and they are eliminated.
They will be eliminated. Yeah, next week is going to be interesting. If we want to just take a quick peek at the matchups, we got some some big ones. Like you're going for the 1 seed here against Blaster, who Blaster desperately needs some wins. We have the Brink Bowl.
He should play Macaulay Culkin again next week.
He's been playing him for like weeks.
Okay, cool. You can just keep rolling with him.
We got some good matchups. Yeah, the biggest matchup is going to be Patrick versus Sackett. And it sucks because
Brink Bowl.
Yeah, but we have Patrick, no Sam Howell, no James Conner. So we'll see how that goes. Sackett's going to be no Kyler, no Trey McBride.
Oh my God, this is such a great week 14.
So there's a lot of good matchups. Everyone that's got some implications. There's no toilet bowl teams playing each other. But yeah, I'll just run through it. I play lean. Dalton and Blaster. The Brink Bowl, which that would be fun if Stewart upset him. We got Cole.
If
and
Stewart upsets him, then I lock in the number 1 seed no matter what happens, and you get the 2 seed if you win.
Yes, because I play lean. So, and then yeah, Patrick and Sackett. That's going to be the one. And then we have Drew and Heath. That could knock someone out. If Sackett wins, this could knock someone out. It could knock Drew out potentially. And Heath is going to be fine. He's locking that set. If he's going to lock that 7th win up, so he's going to be locked into that 5 seed. It looks like.
So Heath at 7 wins guarantees a playoff spot.
Yes, because the other guys are at 6 and 7. Like,
okay,
there's no way everyone's going to finish at 7 and 7.
Is it possible? That's what I'm trying to see.
No, because Drew and Blaster play each other. They're both going to be 6 and 7 going into next week.
Okay. So is it basically going to come down to either Sackett losing or Drew or Heath?
No, because Heath already has the 7th win.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
If Drew can somehow pull this win off and he gets to 7 and 6, then we're talking. We got a couple 7.
Then we're talking. Then we're talking. It's
Blaster
Sackett versus
Patrick
Sackett versus Pat.
Well,
to determine who gets knocked out.
Yes, yes.
If Drew holds on, week 14 matchup with Pat and Sackett is essentially a play-in.
It could be, yeah. Mm-hmm. You got some fireworks going on in the background.
Whoa, what just happened?
Yeah, you had like some fireworks going on in the background. That was wild.
Oh, you see that? I did it with thumbs.
Thumbs?
One thumb?
2 thumbs?
No.
No, you got thumbs up.
Yeah. I didn't know that thing worked.
What is that?
I don't know.
Are you celebrating too early, Dalton?
The MacBook. Well, now I know what to do. If I three-peat.
Yeah, you're talking a lot of smack.
Playoffs haven't started yet.
Going for that triple, yeah. Yeah.
Week 14 is going to be so fun.
Yeah.
All right. My one day off. And I'm not going to be watching football.
You're not going to be watching football?
No, I have too much other shit to do on my one day off. But
the bets that matter. Quick update. I went 2-1 last week. And the running total now is Zach 17, Dalton 11.
It's pretty much over.
No, we go all the way through. Like, we got a long way to go. We gotta go through week 7. We go through championship week.
Yep.
Okay, blame on me.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yes.
The Falcons are at home on Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. Mountain Standard Time against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons are a -2.5 point favorite at home.
Give me Tampa.
And the points? All right.
Yeah, I'll take the points.
-2.5. This feels too dirty, so I'm not going to do it to you.
Which one was it?
The Lions are a 3-point favorite against the Bears in Soldier Field. That is dirty. I'm not going to do that to you.
Yikes.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. The Ravens are a 7-point favorite at home against the Rams. Give me the Ravens.
You take the Ravens. Yeah.
That's a ballsy one.
And I'll take the Rams +7.
The 49ers are a 10.5-point favorite against the Seahawks at 2:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Fox. What say you against the Seahawks?
Wow. 10.5. That's a lot of points. At home?
Yep.
They just played 14 like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
What was the score of that game?
I don't know. Let me look. The over-under is 46.5, if that interests you at all. The score was 31-13, which is 44 points.
I'll take the Niners 10.5.
Okay. Give me the Seahawks plus 10.5.
So Zach
Dallas is favored at home by 3.5 against the Eagles.
Ooh, wow. 3.5.
Dallas is 6-0 at home.
Yeah. All right.
Every time I look, the Bengals have the damn ball.
Good.
Would you just give it to ETN? I'm sorry.
No, you have a win. Stop. You don't need the extra skin this week.
I want the skins.
You already have multiple skins and the highest skin.
Two.
But you got the highest skin.
Not by much.
You have the highest skin by a lot. 190 points. Not by much. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Someone's got a top 190.26.
I had a 45-point lead going into this week. How many points did Dark Horse score?
What are you talking about? Are you talking about for the highest points?
Yeah, that's what the skin is it not?
No, you have the highest individual skin of the week.
Oh, I thought it was highest points for. Points for still gets money too.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you're sitting pretty. Don't be getting too greedy, boy.
Don't be getting too greedy. I have
and next week is the last week of skins. There's no skins in the playoffs.
Right. I have a 53-point lead on Dark Horse for most points this season.
That should you should be able to keep that. You would have to put up a real stinker next week.
Yeah, which is possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be a horrible way to lose it.
Yeah, just take the Triple Crown right out of it. Just lose and just not have the Triple Crown. Take that off of your shoulders. Yeah, just take it off your shoulders. I can't get it. What?
Update your MacBook. There was just a recent update.
Oh, okay. Next week on the podcast. I'm going to get this up early this week.
Figure out how it works.
No, I download it and then I just don't go into the office till later in the week, and it's done on my computer. But I also just want to go to bed. That's because I'm old.
Okay. Yeah, it is almost bedtime. This game is actually shaping up to be pretty good for a Monday night game with Jake Browning.
But yeah, if anyone wants to touch on it, Dalton whooped my ass in Dynasty. Like 201 to like 201 to like 101.
I think you beat me earlier in the year.
Yeah, I did.
It was like week 2.
I was
like, oh, I'm not making the playoffs.
I've lost I've lost so many players the last 3 weeks.
I am guaranteed playoffs, I think.
Yeah, there's 2 weeks to go in that one. Playoffs don't start till week 16.
What?
There's only 4 teams.
Oh, 16, 17.
16, 17. So we still got weeks 13,
14
and 15. 2 weeks to go.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I thought I had already guaranteed playoffs, but
nope.
Not the case.
Yeah.
Although I am looking pretty good at 8-5.
Let's see who's got the ball. Cincinnati at the Jacksonville 20.
Jamar Chase just dropped a ball for a first down. He started turning upfield before he needed to. It's 4th and 3. Browning gets the ball from under center. wheels to his right, passes low. Jamar Chase catches it, runs the opposite direction down to the 2-yard line, tackled by number 5 and 32.
This clock
So is
just
it
needs to
literally?
go.
It's literally just the Jacksonville when they have the ball that scares you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as Cincinnati can just keep holding it.
Let's go, Jaleel McLaughlin. This has been an episode.
Oh, I got to stop it.